Hello, happy last 15 minutes of Sunday, January 15th. Um, Happy Martin Luther King's Day for some of you guys who are already in there, the Midwesterners and the East Coasters. This is a Sci-Fi Center live semi-overnighter, which is about much energy that I have. Just just got done watching. I'm almost done watching The Last of Us. We will not be talking Last of Us on this particular stream because I want to have Fade with me on that one because Fade is, from what I understand, is pretty familiar with the game, and I'm going to be coming from the perspective of somebody who hasn't played the game. Holy shit, though, is it good? I'm not quite done with the first episode yet, but no spoilers for anybody because we'll do a spoiler review tomorrow. It opens up. The first 35 minutes of Last of Us is like stunning. It's stunning. I was having a pretty good day, and that show brought me down. And it's wow. You just there's some actors who I just never get tired of seeing. Pedro Pascal is one of them. And like I said, the first 35 minutes of it is just if that's the way it's going to be for as long as this lasts, man, it's going to be a tough watch. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean that in a very good quality way. It's like, so I got something else to do. So yeah, when we do we'll be doing our Last of Us spoiler reviews Monday nights because I work late on Sundays, and scheduling wise, it'll work out. And like I said, it'll give a lot of people time to have watched the new episode or any episode of it, and then we'll do a spoiler review probably in the 11ish each Monday. So that's how that'll work out. Hopefully, a lot of you engage in it and want to see something like that. Then I will keep going with it. Yeah, it's 11:40, 48 here. Like I said, I was in that middle road that I reach every night where I want to stream, do I want to not, and then I decided, yeah, I do, because I didn't know if I wanted to stream without doing a spoiler review for Last of Us yet, but I can do that tomorrow. Eventually, once I get the studio done, like I promised before, I'm going to set forth a schedule to where you guys always know when we're going to be on the air and what we're going to be doing. All right. Hey, Mary Wilcox. Yeah, night shift. Yep, that's the same. How you doing, Darth? 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's actually a pretty kick-ass shift to have. To be honest with you, it's not quite graveyard. It's an overnight type shift, but it's not really. You're not doing like an overnight graveyard. Those are kind. Hey, are you working at Fatburger? If so, need to hook me up, homie. All right, so not much went on today. Like I said, the biggest thing I did was watch The Last of Us. I am I'm going to be able to announce a major trauma event for us at the end of February, beginning of March. We're also going to be promoting Impact Wrestling here pretty soon. That takes place March 24th, 25th. They'll be out here live filming a pay-per-view, and we will be giving away tickets to that. If you are in the regional area and can attend, you'll be eligible. Or even if you're coming from somewhere else, if you're going to be in Vegas on March or April 24th, 25th, I will put you in the running to get seats to the pay-per-view. Live wrestling, there's nothing like live wrestling. I mean, TV wrestling is great, but being there live with all your wrestling buddies, you had to postpone our Project Ripper because it rained and we couldn't do the type of things we were going to do in the rain, but we are coming up with a plan B for that. So that will be taking place on March 18th. Got a lot of weird shit going on. Like I said, I literally go from selling comic books to reenacting crime scenes to wrestling. I'm all over the place. And you can kind of see, like right now, you can kind of see my belts behind me, my U.S. Championship belt and my IWGP Heavyweight Championship belt. I also have Ric Flair's big gold over there. When we do the new setup, you're going to see those in front. Because like I said, if you ever watch John Campea, you see how he has a Funko Pop set up there. I'm actually going to have these wrestling belts set up there, so it'll be a wide shot. And it'll be lit, because I know a lot of you guys dog me because I'm not lit, because this isn't the permanent setup. So yeah, a lot of people do, and that's why one of the reasons why I wanted to wait, because I didn't want to do a spoiler alert and people feel like they couldn't jump in on the show. I didn't want to leave anybody on the outside. So get rest, sleep. Sleep isn't an evil thing. Nah, we're not. This isn't going to be too long of a show. Like I said, I had a pretty light day, and like I said, if I get to bed before 4 a.m., I'm good. But like I said, lately, like last night's stream was pretty good. I'm pissed off about last night's stream because all that freezing, because the weather was screwing with our internet. Thankfully, it didn't screw up our sound, and we could still continue the conversation. But I hate that freezing. And just last night was such a nice, diverse stream. I really wish it had gone perfectly as far as visually goes. But you know what? Next time I'm freezing like that, I'm just going to go to Avatar, and that'll be it. Hey, Rally's Checkers, dude. Checker burgers ain't bad, homie. We got those out here. Use some of your inside connections to get me a burger out here. If you can't send me one, just make it. Say, hey, that dude Vince called from wherever he's at. I'm here for my burger. Yeah. So there you go. So yeah. This is just a real quick conversation. Like I said, I called it a semi-overnighter because we're damn sure not going 3 hours. We're may go like maybe half hour or so. I may wrap it up at 12:30 just so I can finish watching The Last of Us, because I think I only got how many minutes do I have left of this? So I have about 28 more minutes left of Last of Us, and then I'm probably gonna lay down and on my little massage blanket thing I just got for myself, where I can lay down. These old bones need help. Don't even mind. I don't mind the darkness you're in. You're just in the dark mode. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, I think it was Sports 1000 was dogging me. He wasn't serious, but yeah, you want to give me some lighting. But I have lighting, and it's going to be a real cool setup. These ones I do at night, I still want them to look kind of cool, But the ones at the store that we do, I'm going to be switching those up. We haven't done the Friday show in a while because I've been super busy, but I'm setting up the Sci-Fi Center studio so that we can actually have guests and people on. We have a lot of local people that had a lot of really cool stuff that they can put out, and I want to use my local format to do that. I can't do that when we have the setup behind the counter that we do right now. Like, you're literally, when you see me at the center, like last night, that is literally my checkout counter that I'm behind. The microphone during the day when we're not streaming, I have the microphone standing straight up, and then I don't have the ring light there, but I want to be able to just walk over and sit down and have a cool looking thing. So, all right. So yeah, well, anybody got any topics that came up today? Like I said, football was anybody who bet on the favorites, I think they got bucked. You definitely got screwed on Buffalo because them bastards should have won by more than 3 points. They almost lost that damn game. San Diego invented ways to give away that game yesterday. You're up 27 points. You're up 27, I think 27-0 at one point, and you lose 31-20 or 31-30 or whatever it is that they lost. I mean, I think I forgot what the final score was. I know Sam. I mean, Jacksonville came back, and I'm like, oh, what the hell? And then, like I said, the Giants won, so my dad's happy. He's from New Jersey, so. I don't really have a dog in this fight. I'm from Los Angeles, but those two teams, the Raiders, the Rams, all these teams just spent their entire careers trying to, escape LA. So I wasn't really, 31-30. Yeah, because me and Clint were actually at the store Saturday night. We were watching. We had it on the TV. We were watching these clowns blow this game. We're like, hey, you know what? If they score before halftime, Jacksonville has a chance. And then, then after halftime, we come in and it's like, hey, if they score real quick, every time we said that to each other, they did exactly that. They did exactly what they needed to cut into that lead with as much time. And then just some of the dumb play calls from the Chargers. I mean, they're looking for Staley's job now, which is, kind of city, but oh well. Bill, hey, you want the OJ Bowl? That's the OJ Bowl. The two teams that OJ played for. Instead of the Vince Lombardi trophies, will be the OJ trophy. He lives out here, by the way. He's living pretty good out here. Yeah. As long as you didn't have any cash bet on it. Like I said, if you bet the overs and you bet the unders and the spreads, I think you got raked through the coals this week. You would think so. You would think the Chiefs should blow them out, but the Bills should have beat the hell out of who the hell did they play? I'm scrambled. But Miami, they should have crushed Miami. The Bills should have put up a 40 or 50 spot against Miami, and they damn near lost that game. So yeah, Jacksonville should run them over. But, you know, I mean, now tomorrow's night's game, you got the 8-9 Tampa Bay Bucks with Captain America as their quarterback going up against the Cowboys team who annually finds ways to fuck up their season. So that's going to be interesting. It's a Monday Night Football game, the last Monday Night Football game of the year. So yeah. I mean, and Dak, hell, I'm waiting for Dak to throw me a pass. He's throwing them to every non-Cowboy out there. What's going on with that guy, man? Yeah. Yep, the OJ Bowl. Yeah. Have OJ out there flipping the coin. No, don't do that. Kinky Speaker, William, how did your event shut down? Were you able to do it watching end of Zack Snyder's Justice League after last week? No, I was not able to do my event. It rained. It rained like it's raining here now. I think I heard raindrops on the roof. Yeah, no, it rained the entire time. And I actually, if you look at my Instagram, I actually posted a video of the rain just fucking up everything. And a lot of people were hesitant to even get involved towards the week because of the, it's one thing about the cold, but it's cold in the rain. And a lot of people, one of the things I might not do for a while, it sucks because I really think we have a cool plaza to use, is not schedule things during this time of year just to avoid a lot of that. But then I only have 2 times a year I can really use our plaza, and it's going to be spring and fall. Because summer is just too hot, so I gotta think it all out. But no, I wasn't able to do my event. But we rescheduled it for March 17th and 18th. So that's right at beginning of springtime. Weather's good. Plus we got a backup plan so we can stage the murders indoors if we need to. Gerald Strawberry lives like 10 miles from me. Randy Orton about the same. Yeah, Gerald Strawberry. I remember when Gerald Strawberry was a Dodger and he showed up missing because he went on a drug bend. Everybody was worried about him. And then now he's a pastor. Doc Gooden still needs help. But Gerald Strawberry has turned his life around. Saggy Melons. It was so fun trolling you the other night on Dave's stream. That was I had no plans on watching the vodka stream live because I was getting ready for another event that I was going to have later on next week. And I just had to meet with people, but those meetings ended, and all of a sudden you're on Vodka Stream. I'm like, okay, I got a troller. It's too much fun. And I know you look at the chat. That's what's hilarious. I know if I put something in the chat, it's gonna come right through Saggy's mouth. It's hilarious. How you doing, Music Man? I really love your logo, by the way. I go to bed like Jake Ginny on Nightcrawler. Amazing. Nightcrawler is an underrated film. Hal Jordan. Yes, it was. Like I said, unless you bet, if you bet on some of these games, you probably are looking for a new place to live right now, depending on what you bet. And then the Cincinnati game. What the hell? That big giant dude took that ball in. So yeah, it was a weird, entertaining weekend of football. I love seeing you in the chat, William. I always smile and see you. Like I said, I had fun. So yeah, the football. See, of all my sports, football I watch because it's the gladiator sport. Everybody around me gets involved. I don't really have a team because, like I said, when I was growing up in Los Angeles, the 2 teams that were there, the Raiders and the Rams, were doing everything they could to get out or to get stadium deals and everything else. It was a whole mess, and no one could really get behind them. At least I couldn't. So the teams I've always followed have been my Lakers, the LA Kings, the Dodgers. The LA Kings have actually taken 8 or 9 years off my life with their playoff runs. And most notably, they're 2 Stanley Cup champions. The first one was they only lost a couple of games. It wasn't, that, gripping. The second one, literally, I think I blacked out and woke up somewhere else because there were so many overtimes and 1-goal games in there. So, but football is always fun. I mean, we're going to do, we got a restaurant called Sister Kim's. If you guys follow me on any of my social media, you always see me advertising their food. We're going to do a Super Bowl party there. So I hope there's some good teams in the Super Bowl that are like none of these 8-9 and 9-7 teams in there, man. How about Brendan Fraser winning Best Actor Critics' Choice Award? How emotional was that? I haven't seen The Whale yet, so but I know he's had a rough time where he couldn't get roles, which I never understood why. So I'm happy to see him stick with it long enough to not go into the abyss like some of these guys do, where they never get good roles again. He's got a starring role, and Critics' Choice Award. I don't know if that means I know he's going to get nominated for an Oscar, but sometimes the Critics' Choice Awards are different than the AMPAS, those guys have. But it's a good step. Like I said, as long as who won for Best Actress? I didn't watch the Critics' Choice Award. Did Angela Bassett win for Best Actress or Best Supporting Actress? As if she didn't, and they shut that award show down. When I left where work, bills are up by 3 with 6 minutes to go. Phone is off and work doesn't have Wi-Fi. So that's like, no, they held that. They held it. They try. Like I said, I don't. The Miami Dolphins, were playing with their third string quarterback. I just don't know if they should have been on the in the same atmosphere, is with the Buffalo Bills, who are literally, if it hadn't been for Damari Hamlin going down, would have probably had the bye and probably wouldn't even been playing in that round. And as I understand, if Kansas City, if they meet KC in the playoffs, it's going to be on a neutral field because Buffalo opted not to play that game, understandably so. But and I'm glad he's doing okay. He won. That's awesome. Okay, yeah. Let me know who won for. I know Critics' Choice for Best Movie. I saw Jamie Lee Curtis posted that Everything, Everywhere, All at Once won for Best Movie. I know that because she posted that, and I follow her on some of them do. A lot of them suck for me because it seems like the people who vote for them are a bunch of detached old people that don't watch the new movies I watch, and they nominate movies that I've never seen. Ooh, wow. Okay, I got to change that. Oh, that's gross. I'm watching something on TV, Graham Norton or Graham Benzinger, and I have it on the split screen, and they're doing something with his eye. I can't. I have to turn it. I don't care if it's the PBS. Hold on. I have the TV on so I can see the little chat thing go up, but I have it on split. And here we go. I'll watch sports highlights. I can't take eye violence. Oh. I can take disemboweling. I can take beheadings. I can take dismemberment. I can take all 3Ds. Don't you start fucking with the eyes, I will get up and walk out of it. I don't care how good the movie is. You start scoring with the eyes, I'm gone, man. And another thing, genitals. We don't have to do genital torture like Hostile. Why was that necessary? No. So the eyes and down there, I will turn it. I will turn it. I don't care how gripping your performance is. You start doing stuff with the eye. Ugh. Had to turn that. Sorry. Yeah, award show sucks. Yeah, when they're old people and they vote these unknown nobody movies like Slumdog Millionaire. You might have loved Slumdog Millionaire. Come on. I remember as a kid, The Last Emperor. All these movies and like some of the great movies never get nominated, but these unknown movies that no one even hears about until the Oscar night wins. So yeah, there used to be wokeism. Yeah, the Oscars has always been, like I said, people didn't know what woke was. Ever since the Oscars, like 50 years now, the Oscars have always had political issues involved. Because guess what? Those people who are actors, they're tax-paying American citizens for the most part, at least some of them, or they're tax-paying citizens in whatever country they're from, like Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando took his political stand, didn't even show up to accept his award when he won for Godfather. So, yeah. Yes, it's some sense. Who knows? Like I said, in some way, shape, or form, before we leave this mortal coil, integrity, yes. Yeah, KC Buffalo will be in Atlanta. It would be, yeah, that's a neutral enough site. It's far enough away from both of them. Although, with Buffalo, had they had home field advantage, in the bye, you got to go play in that snow. That is right. That time of year, AFC Championship game time, I would not want to be a visiting team playing in Buffalo because the Georgia Dome. It's weather. Obviously, it's weatherproof, so nobody has a real advantage. But like I said, I do understand why they didn't want to play the game. So I'm all right. Yeah, like I said, and I have the screen on here. Like I can't aim the camera, but I have this. It's on a split so that I can see the chat rolling through, and that's why I'm not always doing this. But then the other one has had like I said, it was a Graham Benzinger show, and I don't know why he was doing. He had something. I don't. No, can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. I agree with him. I also agree as well. Yeah. All right. Let's see. How tired am I? Best actress, Kate Blanchett for Tar. Okay. I've heard a lot of good things about that movie, but I have not seen it. I don't think it looks like Human Interest, so I may not see it. Who knows? Or Terrifier, just damn. Yeah, Terrifier. I had that. That's one Terrifier and both of them. You got to cleanse your mind when you watch movies like that. Sometimes you just got to watch like something else. You might have Rob Zombie movie was was a lighter take than some of the movies I've seen because Terrifier's violence is just like this is just for pure enjoyment, I guess. I mean, yeah, but you see, I wasn't let in on their castrations. I didn't find out about the castrations until they were happening, and and I like that first episode. There was baby child death by or death by childbirth. There was beheadings, multiple beheadings, castration. I'm like, that show started off with so violent. I mean, and then like I said, it kind of toned it down throughout the 10 episodes. But man, I miss House of the Dragon. I miss having Game of Thrones on Sundays. I need some type of Game of Thrones. When House of the Dragon is over, I need to have another Game of Thrones. I mean, Hal Jordan, he's going to win the Oscar. Yeah. Who is her? I don't think she has a lot of competition for Best Actress, to be honest with you. I mean, Michelle Yeoh. Michelle Yeoh could actually beat her out. Michelle Yeoh could actually beat her out. That's the only person I think that could actually get her. Best animated Harley Quinn, Kaylee Coco, what's her face? The one who does it on HBO Max. I've actually watched that show. It's actually hilarious. I can't handle torture and crazy violence in films anymore. I just have no desire to see gross stuff. Old school action scenes and shootouts is fine, but the graphic stuff all bad. To me, it depends on why it's being done or how it's being done. Okay, like the torture porn is to me that kind of lost its edge. But earlier on in the Saw movies, I had no problem with the traps because they had meaning. If you're just doing shit like Hostel 2 has meaningless violence. All right, Saw 1, 2, and 3, and maybe even 4 had story violence that was part of the story. The bear trap was part of the story. The ice trap where he has her hanging in the thing where she has to get the key to unlock her because the lady who ran over his kid. Oh no, she was a witness that didn't testify. And then the old torture rack that though if it has something to do with the story, I'm okay with that type of. But when like Hostel 2, all the deaths and all the violence in Hostel 2 was just there to just one up themselves, to out Wile E. Coyote themselves. Like the Elizabeth Bathory one where she got her hanging upside down. That had nothing really to do with the story other than they were just kidnapping people to sell to these crazy people. So it all depends on how it's done for me. All right, Clinton Huntley. I love House of the Dragon. Yeah, we all love House of the Dragon, boy. I honestly like the Green Book. Green Book was pretty good. Yeah, Mahershala Ali won 2. He's actually won 2 awards. He won for Spotlight. Did he win for Spotlight? What did he win? I know he's had 2. I mean, someday he'll get to get around to playing Blade if they can ever. Oh, RRR gets reminded for okay. Who's RRR? And Birdman. Birdman should have actually won Keaton his Academy Award. I thought the movie itself wasn't the best of things, but his performance in it was that year. All right, so. Okay, you know what? I remember not agreeing at the time of this, and let me pull up Slumdog Millionaire because there was another movie that like I said. All right, let's see, it won. All right, so. All right, so it was up against Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Frost Nixon, Milk, which I think should have won, and The Reader. So I saw all the movies that year, and that's when I was still watching all the movies, so I could be versed. Milk was actually the better movie, and I'll go in order of the ones I saw. I would go Milk, Frost Nixon, The Reader, Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and then Slumdog Millionaire, if I would have even nominated. And then he got Best Director. Danny Boyle got Best Director for that. And Gus Van Sant should have won, in my opinion. And if it wasn't him, Ron Howard should have won for Frost Nixon, because that was a stunning movie. I just didn't think that was the best movie of the year. We're going to do one of these shows one of these times. And also, I disagree. This was the year that Kate Winslet won her Academy Award. And this was the year that Heath Ledger won, by the way. Kate Winslet won for Best Actress. She was up against Anne Hathaway, Rachel Getting Married, Angelina Jolie, The Changeling, Melissa Leo, Frozen River, and Meryl Streep. And doubt, Meryl Streep should have won that award that year. Kate Winslet should have won for Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. She lost out to Hilary Swank that year, who I don't think should have won that year. So, yeah, I got some issues with the way they pick these things, but, yeah, there you go. Those are fun, though. Maybe if they nominate Mia Goth, then she has competition. I like I said, I think Michelle Yeoh could get her on that one. Yeah, I heard the people who love it think it's the best thing that they ever saw. The other people are like, it's a weird movie, man. It's a weird movie. Yeah, I agree. And Best Director, too. Saw 4, if I remember correctly, was the first time I ever walked out of a theater, 10 minutes, and the character was cut off their arm to survive, thinking to myself, what the fuck am I watching? Hey, people have cut off their arm to survive 127 days. That guy James Franco's character cut off his arm. And actually, Saw 4 was actually pretty good because you realize that when it's taking place. I won't spoil it for anybody. I didn't, like I said, the movie itself, but like I said, sometimes I can pick out performances that are above the movie. Oh, Boyhood, yes. I don't either. I mean, like I said, was it the greatest movie? No, but I think it's Keaton's best performance. Violent Night for Best Picture. Like I said, there was I think there was eye violence there too. There was so much violence in that Christmas movie. I mean, like I said, I haven't nearly jumped out of my seat in quite a while. And what did he do? Clint, remind me. What was the scene that I almost went off of my reclined seat? I forgot, but I know it. Like I was like, oh shit! Oh yeah, I remember now. The nail in the stair, and where that nail ends up on a certain body part was like, oh fuck, and it just gets worse from there. So yeah, if I jump at it, then it's bad. Yeah, a lot of people were mixed. Shakespeare in Love. No, that was Saving Private Ryan should have won that year, right? I think Saving Private Ryan was yeah, that I think yeah, Shakespeare in Love received acclaim, critics, blah blah blah. It was a bomb, 289 million. The ninth highest grossing. Boy, that's, you can tell we weren't making money then. All right, it won for Best Picture, Best Actress, Gwyneth Paltrow, which should not have won, in my opinion. Best Supporting Actress, Judy Dench, which she could win in any year, and Best Screenplay. So let's see what it was. I'm pretty sure that all right, Shakespeare in Love. Holy shit, was it nowhere near the best movie on this list? All right, Saving Private Ryan was the best movie of the year, hands down. The Thin Red Line was great. Saving Private Life is Beautiful, which won Roberto Benigni his Academy Award. So yeah, Shakespeare in Love should not have won Best Picture, but who Steven Spielberg did win for Best Director that year. But yeah, Saving Private Ryan. Dude, the first 37 minutes of Saving Private Ryan, if you can make it through it, oof. Mickey Rourke should have won for The Wrestler. Who is he up against? I know that that is his best performance. I will say that. 2008 film. Let's see who he was up against. Let's see. Marissa Tomei won for that one. That's her second one because she was in My Cousin Vinny and she won one. Let's see. Accolades. Who was he up against that year? Oh no, he was up against that's the same one we were talking about. No. Yes, that was Mickey Rourke's best performance, but he was up against Brad Pitt, Frank Langella, Richard Jenkins, but Sean Penn was the best actor of that, in my opinion. That's it's all subjective. Milk was fine, but not near the accomplishment. Like I said, I guess it's subjective. The rest was, like I said, the rest was a better movie. Actually, as a wrestler fan, I love the wrestler. Hot take: I'm glad the movie Crash won Best Picture over Brokeback Mountain. I thought that Crash was a better movie. It's not a hot take. A lot of people felt that way. I didn't, but a lot of people did. They need to do it every year, and they need to incorporate a percentage of the fan into their actual voting. There shouldn't be a necessarily a specific topic that's just for us, because, like I said, these people are detached people that don't they see these artsy movies, and there's a lot of good movies that they just they just look over. I think The Dark Knight should have been nominated that year. I don't know if it would have won, but if The Dark Knight had been nominated, it would have probably been a better movie than Slumdog Millionaire was. Ice cold freezing take. Angela Bassett should have won an Oscar for What's Love Got to Do with It. I don't care who was nominated. She should have won for Stella Got Her Groove Back too. But what was that year? What's Love Got to Do with It? I remember that song growing up. $1993. Wow, it's been 30 years since that movie came out. My goodness, we're all getting old. All right, so what was she up against? 62th Academy Award. Let's see who Angela Bassett was up that year. I am inclined to agree with you. Wow, Schindler's. That's when Schindler's List won. Okie dokie. So best actress. Holly Hunter won for The Piano. I love The Piano, actually. But yeah, I would say Angela Bassett should have edged her out. Now it was a loaded category that year too. But she should have won for she did. Listen, I haven't seen a movie this year with a better supporting actress in it than her playing the Queen. She drove that movie. She didn't make up for the absence of T'Challa, but she did. When she was on the screen, she dominated the presence on the screen. So I still kind of wish the wrestling director did his Batman film. Forgot the name right now. Director of Black Swan, Batman script. Are you talking about hold on. Who is the director for that? I think you're talking about Miller, right? Hold on. Aronofsky. Wow, I can't. I didn't know. I didn't realize he did that. Has he won an award yet? The fourth film, sports wrestling accolades. He hasn't won an award for himself, but he's won awards for everybody else. Natalie Portman won her Academy Award in one of his films. It deserved to be nominated, but so here's the thing. I thought it deserved to be nominated, but I agree with you there. But once again, you have movies like Slumdog Millionaire winning. Even though The Dark Knight wasn't the best movie of the year, Slumdog Millionaire, in my opinion, wasn't. So I mean, you kind of lower the criteria, in my opinion. And yeah, Heath Ledger, like I said, the entire Nolan trilogy is a trilogy that makes decent money, but nowhere near what it makes without Heath Ledger's performance, because the Dark Knight Rises was not a very good movie. And it made $1 billion mainly because of off the heels of what Heath Ledger did. If Heath Ledger doesn't have that once in a lifetime performance, his last, unfortunately, then The Dark Knight makes about $600 million, and The Dark Knight Rises is right around there. Neither one of those movies make the movie that they make. Yeah, chin music, yeah. Not like a grown ass man would when he saw that. Let's see, the Thin Red Line should have won. Yeah, Thin Red Line's a great war. Yeah, Ordinary People winning Best Picture over Raging Bulls. Yeah, that's what I mean. Those are those artsy fartsy people who do that voting. Raging Bull was that was what's his face is De Niro's second Oscar. Okay, you can get Mr. Skin for that, but all right. Unless fans are voting, I don't pay much attention to awards. Yeah, a lot of people don't. Like I said, they're very detached. How you doing, Daniel? Pam Grier got a snub. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And like I said, this is an issue with how these votings and these nominating. You hear these movies that nobody has ever heard of, and I'm not saying that they're awful movies, but like I'm saying, it's like they're always bitching and moaning about the ratings of these shows, and then I'm like, you nominate movies that no one's ever heard of or seen or going to see, so it's just you guys with your pinkies in the air watching it, and that's not a lot of people, unfortunately. Narc with Jason Patrick and Ray Liotta is highly underrated. Whatever happened to Jason Patrick? Oh no! We won't be nominating that. I'm glad Joaquin Phoenix won for Best Actor, especially after his misconceptions that were put out there when the movie came out. Yeah, a lot of people were worried about that movie. Like I said, we promoted that movie, and I remember the high security, and most of the high security and the controversy came from what that clown in Colorado did when he came in dressed up as a Joker in the middle of a Batman movie, doing what he did. So, yeah, that was an issue there. Joaquin Phoenix should have won for Gladiator. He should have won for Gladiator. I was watching that live, and when Traffic won for Best Picture and the Best Director, when Ridley Scott got passed over literally within his own movie, Russell Crowe won for Best Actor, and I think Gladiator won for Best Movie that year. But the director, Ridley Scott, didn't get shit, which I thought was fucked up. Let's see who he was. He lost out to Steven Soderbergh, who's an excellent director, but Traffic was not better than Gladiator that year. And Best Supporting Actor. All right, so this was a tough one because Benicio del Toro, if you see him in Traffic, he's good. He's not better than Joaquin Phoenix's Commodus, and I wanted to choke Joaquin Phoenix in that movie. That's how good he was. But yeah, I remember him now. And I don't know why I couldn't. It is late. All right, guys, we got about 7 more minutes before we call it a night. I am doing all right. Like I said, I'm about to wrap it up. Just wanted to have a quick conversation with people. Not like I said, not a lot went on in between last night when we talked. I really enjoyed last night's show. Like I said, the diversity of that show was kind of cool. The only thing I did not like was obviously me freezing, but that didn't really hurt the volume or anything. I think people still enjoyed the show. Last night is what I want a lot of our shows to be like. Just introducing people who are listening and watching to whole new different things. And, even if it's stuff I'm not necessarily into. So I'm doing all right. Okay, you're talking to somebody else there. All right, guys, I think that's it. 40 minutes. We'll go ahead and finish watching the Last of Us, the last 28 minutes of The Last of Us. Tomorrow night, we'll get together and we'll do a spoiler review on episode 1. So for those of you who haven't had a chance to watch it, so if you tune in tomorrow, it is going to be a spoiler review. We will be talking about it in depth. So don't tune into that show until you've actually watched the show, because I don't want to fuck it up for you. All right, guys. Thank you guys for being here for this little quick impromptu conversation. We will see you tomorrow night at 11. Between 11 and 12 for our Last of Us spoiler review show. All right. See you later.